Okay. So usually we start with a chill question. So we wanted to know what's your favorite travel destination.
Travel destinations. Um, Probably Vietnam.
What about it makes it attractive to you for now?
The food, the people, the culture in my hometown. So yeah.
Oh, okay, fair enough. How about you?
I want to go to Switzerland still. Never been, but yeah, just want to check out the weather and see. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Switzerland is pretty nice too. I'll choose two: Switzerland and Japan. I feel like both of them are like super curious. Like Japan for because it's like completely different from the places that I've been to, and Switzerland is because the Alps and stuff. If you go live with the cows in a farm or something, that'll be pretty fun, no?
I have a curiosity. Will you wear the Japanese traditional clothes?
Wait, are we talking about the ninja costume or the samurai costume? Which one? Or are you talking about the other one?
The cute long one.
Oh yeah, sure. Will I get a katana too?
That'll be sick, sure. Right?
That's actually one of the things I also want to try. Like live with a samurai for like a month or something. That'll be fun, no?
Really?
Yeah,
Damn.
I'm that type of person. I feel like.
That's nice. I mean,
Get a little bit
honestly.
of training too.
Yeah.
Stay away from technology a little bit.
Yeah. Sounds good. Yeah. Go to mountain. Do
Mhm.
all that. Do all that sort of things, right?
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's pretty good.
Okay. Haha. So, hello, Justin.
Hi.
Please introduce yourself to our audience.
Yeah, definitely. So my name is Justin Nguyen. I am a undergrad at TMU. I'm actually just complete my first year finance program, and I do minor in global politics. Um, but that's a nutshell about me, right? Obviously, I came to Canada 7 years ago as an international student. I did study before in the college, George Brown College, for about 2 years, hotel operations. It didn't turn out to what I really want to do, and because of COVID. But I still, find some career in, property management. Until that's how I started in real estate. And then once I got my PR, which is last year,
Oh, congrats.
yeah, thank you, yes. I told myself that I needed to go back to school. So that's why I went back to school. So yeah.
Wait, I'm kind of curious. What made you go back to school, or what motivated you to go back to school?
It's a very interesting questions because I always want to go back to school. I always want to study finance. I always want to study economics, politics, and all that stuff, right? But then when I came here to Canada, just because obviously my family uh, did not have that financial capacity for me to enroll to university. That's why I had to. I had to choose, different program to pursue, and then uh, told my parents that, yeah, once I got PR, I'm just gonna be back to school. Typical international student story.
Fair enough. We
Yeah,
feel you. We feel you.
Yeah, I remember before we talked with our previous guest Kai,
yeah,
I said I want to go back to school to continue my master, and he said, "Oh, why you want to go back to school?
yeah,
Maybe something you can achieve outside of doing school."
yeah.
Like, yeah, but I do like admire like because not many people will choose the path where think
Mhm.
education is that important in the
Yeah.
long term. Yeah, but I also feel like I have a question. It's actually happening, like a real story happening around me. Like as a family, they don't have enough money, but they have a lot of siblings.
Mhm.
Of course, as
Yeah.
a parent, you want to send the kids outside, but you don't have enough financial capabilities and just a lot of debts. But they still choose to send the kids to outside, like to paying high international fees at university. And I just feel like, oh, it's very weird. Like in my position, I said, well, maybe in the future, if I don't have enough money, I probably cannot provide same thing to my kids. But yeah, what do you guys think? It's pretty random. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it happens, right? There's a lot of people that I knew came from different part of the world. Um, their stories, their families are like were not that they didn't have that financial capacity to taking care of them when they were in Canada, but they still do that, right? Because they really want to you know give their kids a better life, right? And they have to sacrifice, right? They have to sold their lands. They have to, you know, get a loans from the banks or get loans from their, extended family, right? Because what? Because you only have one or two kids right now, right? You don't have many, right? So you want to take the best care of them. So, so that's why. Yeah. What do you think?
Fair enough. My perspective on education kind of changed a little bit. I feel like nowadays the education itself is accessible,
Yeah.
especially like for majors
Mhm.
that you can find resources online,
Yeah.
maybe even engineering and stuff. The main thing that school provides is personal skills and also connections. And I feel like it depends on the person. If they think they can take the risk and also use the school system to the maximum, I mean, like get the leadership positions or like teamwork situations, get involved with all of those, and also build the connections. I feel like that's a good way to go about it. And also, it depends on the school too, right? So, like for example, if you want to go to a business school, like obviously the best of the best is Harvard. It's not like because of, I mean, one of them at least is Harvard, not to be controversial, but yeah, it's not necessarily about what they teach. It's about the connections that they provide, for example. And I feel like that, especially nowadays in the age of AI, which you can access information more easily with like internet, AI, all of those things, it's more about those two. And if you think that you cannot take advantage of that, maybe it's too much to go with an expensive school fee. That's my opinion. I feel like people should go for it if they know they're gonna use it.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. I agree with that. Yeah. I feel like that's the reason why I chose Team U, aka Ryerson, right? I did have an offer with Laurier. I did have an offer with UT, but then when you're looking at the tuition fee, even for domestic student, it's too much. Like for UT, they charging you like
Even
20,
higher now.
20K, right?
Even higher.
It's crazy, right? Um, and there's no co-op from what I understand, right? And so Team U was affordable,
Mm.
and they provide co-op options for you. So yeah, the networking part is amazing. Um, the study, the lectures, I feel like they're all the same. I feel like they're all teaching you the same stuff. 2 4 years. It's undergrad, so yeah.
It's not exactly the same depending on what two schools are we talking about, but I do agree in a general sense, and also it kind of depends on the major, because uh, at least like for engineering that I know of, it's like slightly different when you go to different tiers in a sense, but maybe that doesn't apply to other majors, so that's something that is slightly different. At least
Business is
for
business.
yeah, yeah, business
Engineering
might
is
be
very
different.
different, right?
Yeah.
But business is like they teach you the same stuff,
Hmm.
right? Excels. They teach you, finance stuff,
Also, even
DCF,
that
right?
you can find it online still, but it needs
Exactly.
more effort. Which
Yeah.
I don't know if students necessarily go above and beyond to learn those, but like if you do that,
Mhm.
that'll be pretty chill too. At the end of the
Yeah.
day, you need to learn the skill, not to pass the classes. So
Yeah. Yeah. It's true.
Well, nowadays people change the answers. Like, I want to get a degree because I want to find a job.
Yeah.
But that's kind of like, it's a interesting question. Like, do you get a degree just for a job, or you're actually gaining from it? I have a friend. She's currently having troubles. She joined a master program. It's very competitive. Like once you get in, it means you're a really good student, have a really high GPA. But she joined it, it's only admitted 30 students 1 year, and then she joined and she feel like, oh, I cannot do it, but I already pay so much, and then there are so many other people, and then I just want a job from this degree. So people can't really figure out why they want to take this degree, but yeah, job seems like, yeah, good question. But yeah, but anyways, I remember Justin before like send the Instagram post. I was very shocked about his like finding jobs journey. Yeah.
Yeah, it's it's tough, right, in this market because you know, as you see, right, the economic conditions in Canada is not as great. Like, you know, the past like several years after COVID, right? It's Canadian productivity has been, you know, going down a lot.
Yeah, we know.
So yeah.
Where's my work permit?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Mhm.
We're kind of curious. So basically, all right. So you mentioned that the reason you're going back to school is because initially you were not like you didn't think you're ready to go to study those majors, but I'm kind of curious. How do you understand what is your favorite, like, or what is the best path for you? Because initially you took a different path. What prompted you that, oh, this is not for me, and I need to make a change?
Trial and errors.
So you basically tried everything. You were like, oh, I didn't like this. I didn't like that. Might as well try this.
It's just part of the story, you know. Like there's a lot of moving parts that gave me like a reason why I had to do what I do. Um, First of all, yes, you know, obviously, um, as you said, right? I was when I came to Canada, I wasn't have that financial capacity to study in university. That's why I had to take hotel operation, which is, you know, it's a good program for sure. It's hospitality, and it is honestly one of the cheapest programs.
How cheap?
It's like 16K per year
Oh, that's
for
good.
international student. Yeah, it is one of the cheapest, right? So I'm like, okay, well, if if like working in a hotel that I could wear a suit, why not? Right?
Do you get free stuff or something?
I did. Horror story too at the same time, like horror story, funny story too.
Tell
Working
us
in-
more.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's um one of the, I don't know. It was like I mean, you work in hotel, you see like different parts of society, right? But you know, obviously, one time I worked in this hotel in Scarborough. I'm not gonna name the hotel though, but I got a call because I work in the room dining service department. So I got a call in the morning to, you know, deliver breakfast for a room. And when I came in the room, there was two males and two females, completely naked, and they just told me just come in. Yeah. So I, you know, obviously I came in. I came in. You know, obviously I put the food tray into their bed, and I had to head out after that. But it's just like one of the story, right? People are just like they very, I don't know, like they very chill, and then they don't really care. Like, so, yeah.
Fair enough. Interesting story. I was waiting for a different ending, but it was a good ending.
Different ending. Come on.
Yeah. Uh, that's it. Very interesting.
Continue
Oh.
after you're done with hospitality.
So after right, so the time that I worked in hospitality was the time that I actually studying hospitality between 2018 to 2020. And after I graduated from George Brown, I did not pursue a career in hotel because obviously it's COVID, right? So, but very lucky that after like 6 months of like job finding, I got a job as a concierge in a condominium in downtown Toronto, and that's how I start my journey in real estate in property management. I worked as a concierge, then head concierge, and then just moving up. I became a property manager 2023. So at the time I was 23 years old at the time. I took no day off. Just keep working because I need to send money back home too.
Yeah.
Right? So yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
That's I feel that's kind of like a lot of my parents who are similar age of them. They say, oh, once you finish university, you want to go work. Maybe you don't, never want to go back to school again because you got into this work. And then the way you did, like to want to come back to school, is just like so different and so brave. Like, what's the clicks? Or just because you got a PR, or it's cheaper, or something.
I I always wanted to go back to university, right? I give you the reason, right? Just because I didn't have the financial capacity, but one of the other thing is that I need to fulfill my dreams. When I was very young, I was like 6, 7 years old. I got into geography. I love geography. Like like
Do you
I
do those pop quizzes? Those
I
quiz?
do, yeah,
You
yeah,
do?
yeah. I do. So I look at the atlas a lot. Um, just look at different country. Like I really want to travel to this country. I really want to travel to that country. I want to understand, the geography of a country, right? And once you understand the geography of the country, you're like, oh, this country, they have a lot of resources, right? They in a good location. Why they are still not developed? And then I start to look at the history of the country. So now I move from geography to history and trying to understand what happened in the past with different countries. And then once I understand the history of a country, and I was like, okay, so this is the history, this is the geography of the country, right? It still like did not like satisfy me. Like the answer of why particular countries are very developed, there's not. That's when I look at economics. I'm like, okay, well, this is what the government does. This is what the political apparatus of each different country like functions. I look at the corruptions index and all of that. That's all into economics and and politics, right? And once you go deeper enough, you're like, okay, well, what about in a firm level, like a corporate level? How is firm doing in a particular country? And that's how I arrived to the next destination, which is finance. So that's when I'm like, okay, now I had to study finance, understand the whole picture. And so that's what made you pursue like, going back to university is not just for a career, but it's actually for a discovery of myself, a continuation of my childhood. A lot of questions that I really want to answer myself. So yeah.
So right now you're in the first year. Do you already have satisfied part of your dreams, or you think more to come?
I love it. Yeah, going back to school is actually a very nice experience, right? You do networking a lot. You do a lot of networking. Student group is very nice too. A lot of people saying student group are just like just student group. You don't get any pay. You don't you don't know many people. Just boring work. But like really once you go high up a little bit, you see like the way that student group, especially big student group.
Shout out to UT Mist.
Exactly. They teach you a lot of skills, right? They yeah, they just put you in that work environment, like a real work environment. So yeah.
Seems very interesting. I'm kind of curious. So, what type of events do you go to usually, or how do you find the connections or do the networking? Because for a lot of people, they might not know how to go about it, or they don't even know where to start from, what to look for. But even if they know, sometimes they don't know how to go about it. So I'm kind of curious to know your approach towards
So
this.
my approach is a little bit different because I already knew what to expect at TMU. That's why I chose TMU, and that's why when I came to TMU, I just knew that there are like different student group, and I need to join this in my first year. I need to join that group in my second year. So I planned out already. But for, let's say you are an 18 years old student, right? You don't know where to go. Just keep an open mind because you don't even know like what you're gonna pursue. So keep an open mind. Um, take a look at your emails because your email, like your school sent a lot of emails to you, right? There's always a newsletter, and in that newsletter, when you read it, there are actually a lot of opportunities. There's actually a lot of events that you could go to. I know that you're scared. I know that you just so afraid of talking to people, but just one time, right? It's a skill. It's a skill to learn to talk to people and to have a conversation with them, just like any other skill that you will learn in university, right? So
Step by step.
step by step, exactly, yeah. Because if you don't know something, right? I'm saying like, why afraid? Why are you afraid? If you don't know something, you don't know anything in this world. Why do you afraid to get to know that? Just like, okay, just go in and just do it. Even if you fail, even if it's not right, just do it, and then you will learn. So yeah.
I feel very positive from what you're sharing. I also feel the same. I used to work as a bike tour guide
Yeah.
to the island, and then there are a lot of customers or bikers. Like I have no idea where they from different countries. Sometimes they just look scary. Like when they look scary, I don't want to talk to you. And then, but my boss told me, well, once you talk to them, then you know what they're like actually saying or something. Like once you talk to, you just got familiar with yourself. So nobody's ever scary or like trying to be mean to you. But like yeah, the more topic you brings up because you work as a part of customer service, and yeah, it's just yeah, talking or step by step is very important.
Don't you
Yeah.
feel like in this world, to get what you want, you will have to advocate for yourself? You have to be like out there.
True. Yeah, so that's very true. The other thing is to make the connections, because at the end of the day, people would approach to people who are close to them if they need anything initially. So if there is like a founder and they want to create a company, they're going to approach their friends first. If there is someone who's trying to hire someone for a position, they're going to approach people who they already know first. It's kind of like having the reputation, and as you said, like being out there in a sense. If people know you, that's a different story than if you're just a number or a resume in a system, you know. So, and it's kind of like weird that people try to avoid standing out, especially as students. A lot of people try to blend in so that they are not the awkward one that stands out, but that's the worst mistake. Like you should try to basically stand out in any situation possible. I'm not saying to do something weird necessarily, like because it also matters how you stand out. Like
It's
don't
a
be
fine
like
line, right?
cancelled. Yeah,
It's a
but
fine line. Yeah.
yeah. So not any standout is good, but generally, like for example, in class, if you ask questions, that's fine if you stand out that way. Or if you go to a meeting, it's fine to look a little bit different. It'll open up conversations, or like I don't know. All of those things can help. You know.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
I also feel like, as you said, like you have to advocate yourself. I think once you get into career, those full time role or something, sometimes you have to advocate for yourself. If you don't advocate, you don't have clients, you don't have people's trust. It's not people don't trust you. It's they don't know you. If they know you enough, then because you say a lot of things about
Yeah.
yourself, so people will know.
Mhm.
So yeah, and also I think confidence is also important, because you said like you just want to start by talking with them or just joining them step by step. But I feel when people in their 20s, confidence is like so much important. It doesn't come from, I feel like it doesn't come from how good you do from study or how high you get a GPA, but depends on what things or experiences you have. Because when we're 20-ish, we're under 20, barely there's something we can do. They're just some like $18 base salary job that we can get into, but sometimes they really make your like get into those real crucial scenarios, like make you being tougher and being confident. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, fair points. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? What's your bigger vision? What do you want to be doing ideally?
Ideally, first of all, let's graduate from from TVU first,
Okay.
and then work in Canada for like 2 years, so I can pay off my old student loans. And then like after that 5 years, in year six, probably go back to Vietnam and start a. My dream is to like start a private equity firm in Vietnam in terms of like real estate, infrastructures, um, capital, like private capital. So that's something I really want to do um, in Vietnam. Yeah, yeah.
So your plan is to go back, right?
My plan is to go back and forth.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, yeah.
I feel that's why you're so good at real estate, because you list the time frame already. That's what we do, right?
Yeah, even if the time frame is not good, even at the time I still need to learn. I mean, obviously we always have to learn, right? There's no point that we stop learning, but whatever we have to do, we're gonna have to do, and we'll learn along the way.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's not like as soon as we start something, like being an entrepreneur or being a founder of like a company, that we stop learning. That's the point where we will learn a lot. We're
Mhm.
gonna feel a lot too.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I have a question asked to you later, but I'll
Yeah.
continue this. What do you see yourself in 5 years?
Yeah.
Depends on how good this podcast go. I might be a full-time podcaster. Subscribe. Or yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
generally I realized that my passion is somewhere in between tech and people. So something right in the middle. I don't want to be fully a developer only. That's why I created the podcast too. But at the same time, I don't want to be only like talking and stuff. That's why I'm not like in MBA positions or like those management or stuff type of like um, majors or positions either. I want something in between. I feel like it's a good balance for me. So we'll see how that goes. But generally, I do want to pursue my passions at the same time, like podcasts and possibly a startup or stuff like that. And hopefully with a good job too.
Wanna join me for startup?
Oh, let's go. How about you?
I cannot want to. So, as you said, the time frame. I have a time frame for myself. I hope to stay in Canada for 3 years, and then maybe we'll still think about startup, like try to see, and also working with the firm, and then save enough money to get myself to a master program, and then maybe somewhere in the Europe. I do want to see how the environment there. But my parents want me to go back to China, but that's not gonna happen. And then so probably gonna study there, use my poor GPA to apply. Yeah, we'll see, and then hopefully to work there after my master, and yeah,
Hey, we'll link up. We'll link up. Vietnam, China. We'll link
oh
up.
yeah. Yeah, but just to travel around the world, and then we shall see after. Yeah.
Yay, yes.
But we'll be rich in 5 years.
Hmm.
I'm pessimistic.
Subscribe. What?
Maybe
This
10
episode
years.
is not
Let's
gonna
give it
air.
10 years.
10 years. All right. Yeah. I guess. Yeah. I guess it's about the how much freedom also we have based on the monetary aspect. So we'll see about
Mm.
that.
Yeah, I'm gonna continue ask you one more question. Like it's about because like I said earlier, I want to focus on life trajectory as we all have very different life trajectory. Like you joined PMU, whereas the first year definitely very different than most first year students, and they're very naive. They don't know too much. They don't even have an email. But with your maturity, you already have experience in the job markets. How do you feel yourself being different, or like how do you? Will you tell them how old you are, or like as a secret?
Honestly, I have to hide my age. But yes, it's very different environment. Just imagine being from a project manager from a standpoint of like you have a budget to taking care of, and you have around like 300 owners, unit owners, and maybe like 600 like tenants you're taking care of, and you're usually doing like monthly meeting where you like present financial statements to the board of directors. Very like serious, right? Into going back to school, having like nice chat like about Labubu and all that's like cute stuff with people who are my classmates. I mean, honestly, I embrace that. You that's what I go back to university for, like to kind of like to took back what I missed when I was at George Brown. I work a lot at the time. I didn't have time for a student group. I didn't have time to hang out, right? Because I have to support myself. So now I took that time back.
Kind of sounds like a time machine in a sense.
Yeah.
You go back in time and you relive the moments with more knowledge.
Yes, yeah. Like enjoying yourself, enjoying your 18s again. Honestly,
Whoa,
yeah.
that's the movie. Back to 18 or back to
Back to
17?
18. Yeah.
Damn, that's so cool. Will you tell your friends that you were a property manager before?
I keep it like as I keep it like minimal because I don't want that distance with my friends.
Mm.
I don't want them to see me as somebody who is like old and senior. So I keep that very minimal. Yeah.
That's a fair point. In my experience, people who come back to school after working a little bit or not being in school for a while, they do appreciate school more. First of all, they have seen the work environment outside, so it's like they're like, "Oh, this is my chance to improve my life," and also it's like a nice break in a sense. Plus, it's technically more of a choice than being forced, so all of those contribute to them use it better. I had a friend back in NYU that he came back to school because it was like he was working for like a construction company and stuff, and he was like, in my company, like people do not respect me enough and stuff because I'm obviously not as educated as them and all of those things. But when he was pursuing, he was like, now people do respect me because I'm going to NYU, and also I'm studying this as like bachelor's and stuff like that. So yeah, like I guess people who go back have a goal, whereas like people who initially go to school, not everyone has a goal. For the most part, people go there because everyone else does it. So yeah, that's a good perspective to have when you go back.
Should we continue the question?
I guess we can ask like one more and then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
What are your hobbies? I'm kind of curious. Do you have any hobbies beside work? I know you seem like very passionate about your work, but I'm kind of curious about the hobbies too.
Yeah, you're not gonna believe that.
Oh, you don't have?
I actually do.
Oh, okay. What is it?
um, so I do a lot of music production. So I do songwriting, making beats too at the same time.
Do you upload them anywhere?
Of course, you can check my album on Spotify.
Check his album down below. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Not
mean,
down here, down in the not comments, like the description.
if you like R&B, yes, R&B, hip hop. That's my genre. So yes, yeah.
Wow.
Why are you not pursuing that then?
I'm still pursuing it.
Oh, okay.
I'm still doing it like part time.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a good break to have. You know, like being with music.
But you don't want to like look at it as a career in a sense, right?
I used to, and that's why my parents sent me to Canada.
Justin Bieber. You're here definitely.
Oh yeah, Justin. Your
Yeah.
name is Justin, and you can add. The for audience who don't know, beaver is like beaver tail is something Canadian. It's like a dessert or something, and it sounds like beaver. So you can call yourself Justin Bieber. You know,
Yeah.
use the clouds, and then we can say in our podcast that Justin Bieber came to our podcast. Let's go.
Sounds very Canadian, right?
But you did
Win-win
a-
situation.
But you did a hotel, right? So not really a songwriting pursuing.
So I did it when I was like 16. So like grade 10 at the time. I start with EDM music. I listened to a lot of song and I'm like, I love this song, but this part is not what I wanted to do. I don't like this part. I wish, like I could change this. And that's just the start. And so I start to looking at like how can I do remix? And I start remix and I start to making my own EDM song. And then I switched to R&B because I'm always like an R&B fan when I was young.
So we can use your song in our beginning. If we
Oh,
get.
Be careful
Copyright?
with copyright.
No, hell no.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you can give the permit. We can buy it or something. We'll see. Yeah, that seems pretty fascinating. Any other hobbies? I'm happy that I uncovered that. That
Yeah.
seems very fun.
Another hobby that I have is probably soccer. I love watching soccer. I used to play soccer.
Messi or Ronaldo?
I'm not gonna answer that. Actually,
on.
I'm not into that conversation. I'm an Arsenal fan, so if you have to say, I'd probably say Thierry Henry.
Okay.
So yes.
Who is that?
So he's an Arsenal legend.
Arsenal.
Thierry Henry. Yeah.
Okay, look into it. There you go.
Yeah.
He avoided the question. I like it. He was being political.
I like Ronaldo.
Which one do you like? Messi or Ronaldo?
To be honest, I don't watch football. I feel like Ronaldo is a
Ronaldo is the handsome guy.
yeah, he's more handsome, but Messi is a better player. So both of them,
Oh,
I
that's
guess,
a lot of
depending
people
on if
disagree
you're a
on
girl
that.
or what. Oh, okay.
Now it's political.
Okay, we're gonna cut here. Yeah. Oh, I love both.
Mhm.
Whoever that gives me $1 million, I love them. Oh, actually, whoever that comes to the podcast, we love them more.
Yeah.
All right, I guess this was it for today's podcast.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was pretty fun having you on, and thanks for coming. Actually, Did
Thanks
you-
for having me. Yes.
Yeah, how was your experience? Was it what you were expecting, or
Were we asking questions too serious or too?
No, it's good. It's good. It's chill. Yeah, definitely.
it went completely off the rail?
It's a reflection, right? The past like, I guess 24 years. Okay, now I'm disclosing my age now.
Oh yeah, yeah. We're gonna
Yeah.
bleep that part.
But yeah, a lot of reflection. Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much.
You are.
Yeah, time passed fast.
Should we do the last
Yes,
one?
We should do the last one.
Yeah. At the end, we usually like say on count of 3, we say subscribe. So let's do
Let's do
something
that,
like
yes.
that.
Okay.
Alright.
3, 2, 1.
Subscribe.
Subscribe.